Hello and welcome to Property Tribes TV with me, Vanessa, co-founder of Property Tribes, and today we have another landlord interview, and I'm very pleased to welcome my good property friend John Corey. Welcome, John.
Welcome.
So just as an introduction, give us a little bit of a history of your landlordism.
Okay, well, the grey hair comes naturally. So I became a landlord in 1983. It was in Silicon Valley, and first two properties were in Silicon Valley. And I was very much a hands-on landlord. So I was prepping properties, I was screening tenants, all the normal things a landlord should do. And I joined the local landlords association or whatever it was at the time, and we do credit checks, and then I also coordinated repairs and all the fun things like phone calls about toilets.
And learning it from the ground up.
Yeah, and I definitely appreciated why you hire people to do some of these things going forward, because it's not the most productive use of my time, and they are jobs that need to be done, so they're worth hiring out and still having them done.
And so where are you now with your property portfolio?
Well, these days I'm definitely more hands-off, though I can do sort of, with the internet and call center type technology and all the rest of it, you can actually do a lot of sort of insourcing of some of the basic coordination and coordinating then specialists, so that you don't necessarily need to hire it all out through a property management company. You can do that, or you can do some of it where you're coordinating directly with the tenants and then dealing with the logistics. I also like the technology letting you see documents, photos, other information that makes it easier to manage the details.
Yeah, and organize yourself.
Yes, and it helps because I have property from sort of Hawaii to Bradford, and that time zone wise, email works a little bit better.
Fantastic. So at the moment you're more on your consultancy side, you're helping people get the most out of their portfolios. What are the biggest kind of mistakes that you're finding that people have made, or what's the biggest pain they're feeling at the moment?
The way I sort of like to encapsulate it is a lot of times people have taken on the idea of investing in property rather than seeing it as a business that they need to manage. And you can gain a competitive advantage through intelligent management, and that means just paying attention to the detail. If you try to handle it as a passive investment, you need someone who's really good, who's you're co-investing with. And too many investors want passive in the sense that they don't want to manage all the detail, and they built a large portfolio and they're not controlling their costs. And you either need to get someone to do that for you, or you need to do it yourself. But it's a business where your decisions make a big difference in the outcomes. A lot of people in the go-go years built portfolios, 10, 15, 20 properties, and they're not operating very well. They're highly inefficient. They really don't know what they should be doing. They're making commitments to the tenants, or they're not committing. They're sort of mishandling the documentation, and then they wonder why they have trouble with the legal process later. It's much closer to running an SME, a small to medium enterprise, than it is a passive investment like stocks and shares. And this whole idea of market timing, that you should time when you buy, time when you sell, it's like, there's maybe passive investments that are liquid, but not for property.
No, I totally agree with you. And are you sort of the opinion that clearly at the moment landlords are enjoying very low interest rates, and to me this is a time where we should be mending the roof while the sun's shining? Is that a philosophy you share?
Yes. Interest rates, sort of funny one. When we were on the panel at the Property Investor Show at the Excel Center earlier this year, quite a few people and quite a bit of time was spent on interest rates, as if that was the big topic. And the problem is, it's probably the thing you can't control. You can control your debt levels, you can deal with other issues that are related to how you're using debt, but interest rates are going to do what they're going to do, and right now they're probably about as low as they're going to go. It's more likely to go up than down, it's more likely to maybe stay low for a while, but it would be a good time maybe to reduce the debt levels to more manageable, sustainable levels. A lot of the long-term investors run at about 60% LTV. Well, I run into investors, I had a conversation with one earlier today, I think they're at 97.5% LTV, and
That's
they
risky.
actually put a reasonable amount of cash into a lot of their deals, and they've lost a lot of that equity. Now that'll maybe over time come back, but from a cash flow point of view, they maybe are going to have a bit of trouble if interest rates bounce around.
Very much so.
To their benefit right now, they did lock in a number of loans that are a bit higher, so actually they have a cushion because they're already at those higher rates. But other people I've seen, they're just scraping along on the Bank of England low rates, and it's like you need to be managing down the debt. You need to sell some property, pay down some debt, maybe bring in another investor who wants to take the upside and pay down the debt immediately. That's okay.
So what's your top tip for 2011 then in terms of what investors and landlords should be doing? Getting a business head on?
Yeah, actually, it's sort of to give the answer to the question there. I think that is true. I think it's very much that take a step back, stop focusing so much on acquisition, focus on management. If you want a competitive advantage, you're going to get it through what you decide, what you choose to do, what you choose not to do. And if you take the view that as a business manager, you can somewhat dictate the success of the business, or you can at least help it. 2011 is a good year interest rates will be moderate. The market's going to go up, it's going to go down. I sort of don't care. So tighten up your processes,
get your systems
get your
in
paperwork
place.
sorted, get your systems sorted, look to do what you need to do to make sure things are running more smoothly, so when things get a bit more turbulent, you're ready.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, John. And John loves to talk about property, so you can follow him on Twitter at John_Corey, and you can also catch up with him on the Property Tribes Forum and other online sites where he's a very prolific online contributor. So if you want to connect with him, you can connect with him in those various ways. So thank you very much for watching this interview. Thank you, John. And you've been watching Property Tribes TV. Hope you've enjoyed it.